We are here for book review number 15, and today we'll be looking at Alphonse Mucha and Willmer Dewing. Before we get started, I just want to make a quick announcement about these book review videos. Because of school starting in September, these book review videos will go from being released every week to once a month. So hope you guys keep watching with me. These are so much fun to do, and hopefully by having them a bit further between, I'll be able to actually do more research into the books. So just wanted to announce that real quick, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started with this video. Okay guys, so today we're going to start with this book on Alphonse Mucha. I'm going to start out by saying I actually am reviewing this book this week because of a request on YouTube, so always keep those requests coming. I am always happy to look through my book collection and see if I have an artist you're interested in, so always let me know. I'm going to start by saying I haven't read this book, but I have read parts of it, and I find it really easy to read, so it's definitely one that I really want to read one day. It's definitely one that I want to read one day, and I think it would be a really good read from what I have read of it so far. So I'm going to start by saying you're going to see a combination of all of his work, and it might be a little bit confusing to see as you're flipping through because you can't read any of the descriptions, but you're going to be seeing a combination of paintings, posters, photos, and even a jewelry design that he did. This book really covers it all, and so you're definitely going to be seeing a good variety in this book, and that's actually why I like this book, because most books on his work really, at least the ones I've been able to find, really focus on his illustrative work and the posters that he did, which are definitely beautiful in their own right, but I really wanted a book that would at least have some feature of his paintings, because up till finding this one I hadn't been able to find one that really covered any of them. So I'm really excited about this book. I love being able to have it all in one place, and so I really love the way it highlights his work too. Lots of images in this book, so there really isn't a whole lot to read to begin with, which is always kind of nice whenever that little bit to read is interesting and good. So yeah, so we'll just keep going. I really do like this one. I think it's really broad. Like, these are drawings of his, which are just stunning. He really was a master of line. And so yeah, so I'll just keep sharing this book with you guys. It really is a great book on Mucha. I love that it covered some of his paintings and the photographs he used for his paintings. I think a lot of people think that artists of the past didn't use photography, and is that just so not true. Granted, they did get to do a lot more life drawing than art students today in typical art colleges get to do, but anyways, I do feel like all the image quality in this book is, the image qualities of the prints are really good. Obviously his posters are kind of easier to reproduce than most of his other work, but even these drawings, I feel like these are really nice, and you can kind of really get up close. So the paintings too are really beautiful. I also loved that they tried to keep the format, so whenever you see that it's not covering the whole page, it's because unless they're showing a detail shot, which they will then show the full painting, they really try to keep the format of his paintings in mind, which is kind of nice because you kind of feel like you get a better idea of seeing it. So yeah, so this book, it covers such a wide range. These are sculptures. I think it's going to get into, I think there's a whole section on photography, yeah. This is a whole section on photography he did that he worked from. And then it goes from back to paintings. I don't really know how this book is supposed to be organized, to be honest. I feel like it bounces around, which maybe could be my one critique, but I think you could also say that if I read the book, maybe it would be less confusing. So, you know, take that with as you will. But yeah, it's really interesting. It has like I said, it has a whole chapter on his Slav Epic paintings, which are in like the work relating to that. So I think it's really interesting and just really inspiring. Like I said, his paintings are just, they're mind-blowing. I can't believe he didn't do more of them, to be honest. I mean, I know, I think for artists of the past as well as today, it's the commercial side maybe has more opportunity for money, especially if you're as good at it as he was. But you know, so I do really recommend this book, and I actually got it for a cheaper price because when it appears that when they got the shipment of books in, this one was at the top and took a box cutter to the front, and so I got it for like half off, and you can't even notice the cut on the cover. So always look for deals like that. It's always worth it, because it clearly has not affected the book even slightly. So yeah, so definitely a great book on Mucha. If anyone knows of a book on him that focuses on his paintings, I would really love to know about it, because I am obsessed with his paintings. I mean, they're just really, they're just magical. That's my opinion anyways, but yeah, I really do like this book. I feel like it just gives a really great feel for everything that Mucha was, and yeah, just definitely recommend it. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at, the second book we're looking at is this one on Thomas Willmer Dewing. So this book I will give kind of some mixed reviews about, because as an art book that's not super expensive, it's pretty okay. It's not the best book in the world as far as the images go. Most of them are pretty small. A lot in this beginning section are in black and white. And there are a lot of photos mixed in as well, so sometimes it's a little bit confusing. But so it's okay. There is a catalog resume on Dewing that really is, I've heard it's amazing. I don't have it. It's very expensive, but it's supposed to have one that solely focuses, one book that focuses on his paintings, and the other one that focuses on his works on paper. So it's really interesting. So, and this book does in fact actually have a little section at the end on works on paper, as you're gonna see. So just keep going through all the writing. But it does give a really, I think, well-rounded biography on Dewing. So I do think it's worth reading. I've read parts of it. I have not read the whole thing. I'm skipping pages. But as far as writing on Dewing, it actually does really interest me, because I feel like most people just focus on how he was using the women in his paintings as symbols for moral goodness and sensitivity and serenity and all these things that are just like, okay. I personally never really saw that whenever I looked at his paintings before reading those descriptions. So those descriptions kind of ruined some of his work for me. But I feel like this book tries to kind of give credit to the strong women that Dewing had in his life, such as his wife, who I can't remember first name, is Maria or Marie, but her name is one of those, Oki Dewing, and she was actually an artist as well. Unfortunately, after her marriage to Dewing, she didn't do as much painting as she had before they got married, but I know she was 6 years older than Dewing, and she's really kind of credited with kind of helping his career along, and even sometimes painting some of the foliage in his work, because even though she studied and she trained in portrait and figure, she ended up becoming a floral painter, and her flower paintings are stunning. I'm actually sad there aren't more books dedicated to her, and so far I haven't found one. But I feel like this book kind of gives, I don't know, it allows strong women to appreciate Dewing's work again, for its content as well as its aesthetic qualities. But, so it's really interesting. Again, back to the book, I do like what I've read of it so far. I feel like it's well written, it's very comprehensive, so I do think it's worth getting if you're interested in reading more about Dewing. And I do think the image quality is good. Even if the paintings and the images are small, you do feel like you can really get a good idea of the painting. Plus Dewing often painted small, so it does kind of have a note of truth to it. At least from some of the paintings I've seen. Anytime I see a Dewing that's large, it almost doesn't even look like a Dewing painting. But approaching the end here, I'm getting to the works on paper section. And I feel like it highlights his works on paper really well, this book. So if you are interested in doing but you don't want to make a large financial commitment to buying an expensive book, I do think that this one is good, as well as if you're interested in reading a different perspective on doing than you often find on the museum descriptions. I also think it's really good. So yeah, that is that book. I hope you enjoyed that video. Again, let me know if you ever have any requests. And hope you enjoyed those insights into those books. See you next week.